I think emotionally for him, it was
Yeah.
a situation that he has dealt with before, but still one with a lot of caution and care. Um, no, not really. If you ask him, he will go into certain details and how everything played out. But he normally does try to keep to himself with whatever happened. Unless he's asked about it, then he will talk about it.
Coming into the building.
His first starting role was to make sure everyone was alright, keep crowds back and all. His later job was then to enter the building and remove the bodies from the ground floor, and later, with the fire being extinguished, the upper floor to remove the bodies. Then later, he was given the autopsy of making sure the bodies were who they were, and making sure whoever they belonged to, they had the information knowing that one of their family members had passed away.
So, um, has your has your dad been a firefighter for how long? How long should that been
Uh,
been that job?
my dad has been for about I'm gonna give a rough guess and say probably over good probably 25 years now.
Would you say that this is the biggest incident that he's responded to?
Um, in his time of being an officer, I would say yes, probably.
Yeah. So was he actually traveling up the building while it's still alight, while it's still burning, or had it been mostly put out and it was more just like filled with steam?
Um, During the early part of it, he was allowed to go into, I think, the first two floors. This was when the fire was still on, just to remove the bodies. After, when the fire was extinguished, they were allowed access to the higher parts of the floors to work their way down.
Mm. So, um, did he find any people inside that were like alive, or is,
Unfortunately, no, there wasn't any survivors from that experience.
by that point everyone had evacuated already, right?
Yeah, it was either the people who managed to get out could get out. For the people who were stuck higher, unfortunately, they weren't so lucky.
Did your did your dad take time off work, anything like that? I know it's a personal question. Um, did, after dealing with something like that, does one just go back to work, or
Um, no, there is a if I'm to believe right, there is a sort of cancel therapy thing that they have to do.
they
Um,
have?
yeah, I believe one is mandatory, where it's a quick chat about how you experience things, and depending on if the person has dealt with it alright, or if a more extreme case of they couldn't handle it, they would be given a much more longer experience.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for talking to me about that, Lewis.